Good afternoon, traders. Richard here doing a quick Ichimoku cloud chart market review of Bitcoin. We've got some interesting price action on Bitcoin today. We had a couple of weeks ago, we had a nice volatility breakout signal, this artificial intelligence generated volatility breakout signal. Patiently sat through this as Bitcoin was heading higher and digging into these Fibonacci exponential moving average resistance zones now. So we had a critical junction. Is resistance going to come back in and around these moving averages and then consolidate back to test the shorter term moving average? Or are we going to get a breakout past these resistance zones? So that's a critical area to watch for Bitcoin to turn back into a bullish zone once it's above these key moving averages. But on the short term, looking good, fighting that resistance zone. But what's more importantly, the price action is very interesting on the Ichimoku cloud. If we pop an Ichimoku cloud on top of this chart, here we can see that we're now fighting that resistance. Bitcoin's fighting to get past that critical resistance zone. And you can see if we look at the top end of the cloud there, that is a critical zone to watch. 96.464 is a significant level to watch out for. So keep an eye on that for resistance to come back in and around this zone there. And then if we manage to get past that resistance level there, it would be these exponential moving averages there. But then the next big figure to get past is the top end of the cloud chart shadow there at 103. And then after that, the next big level would be, if we keep the rally gains, keeps momentum, it would be the top end of the cloud there at 112.584. And then the upside target there would be 1114. That's the upside resistance targets. If we manage to stay above the top end of the cloud and break past this critical resistance zone, these would be the upside targets in that rally. Now remember, price action above the top end of the cloud is bullish. As long as price action stays above the Ichimoku cloud, we have a new bull rally on Bitcoin on the daily Ichimoku cloud. Now, how can this unfold? If this resistance level holds here, we could see a snapback to test this top and front end cloud chart for resistance. Could snap back to the turning line of the Ichimoku cloud, the standard line of the Ichimoku cloud, and still test the bottom end of the cloud here. So if this resistance holds, we could see it come back down, test those two levels, as well as the top end of the front end of the cloud resistance zone. And if those levels fail, we could see it test the bottom end of the front end of the cloud and then rally from there. So that's kind of the two scenarios. If resistance holds here, we should expect a retest of the turning line and the standard line of the Ichimoku cloud, as well as the bottom end of the front end of the cloud here, and then a continuation of the rally there if support comes back in at this level. And if you can see how this resistance level here was broken, so we expect these levels now to act as new support in and around the bottom end of the front end of the cloud. But so far so good. The front end of the cloud indicating that we've got a new bull market emerging on Bitcoin on the daily Ichimoku cloud. We just need to get through this resistance zone and stay above this cloud chart level. But keep an eye on those downside risk targets here, and also this resistance zone. Are we going to get through it, break through it to the upside? But so far so good. Nice little price action, nice little breakout past the top end cloud chart resistance. Indications are that we now set for a new rally in Bitcoin, provided we stay above this bottom end cloud chart support zone, so to speak. But keep an eye on those resistance targets for any kind of breakouts or reversals to the downside at these critical cloud chart resistance levels. Until next time, happy cloud chart trading. Bye for now.